Morning, dear students. How are you? I think you might be in the best of your health. Dear students, the other day we were doing the chapter The Precious Soil. We had seen the formation of soil. आपको पता है ना, पहले soil बिल्कुल भी available नहीं थी. And the formation of soil is a million-year process. ये एक दिन में नहीं बनी. It took millions of years because rocks were there. धीरे धीरे rocks break down करते गए and then we had the fine tiny particles and that particles were known as soil. So dear students, today we are going to discuss about the types of soil. Yes, indeed, there are 3 types of soil: loamy soil, sandy soil and the clayey soil. See the variation in the colors. आपको पता है ये soil की टेक्सचर में भी वेरिएशन होता है, कलर के अंदर भी वेरिएशंस होते हैं, मतलब डिफरेंसेस होते हैं. इनका टेक्सचर, इनकी क्वालिटी, एवरीथिंग डिफर्स, राइट? सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस डिफरेंस हम लोगों ने इनको 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया है: क्लेई सॉइल, लूमी सॉइल एंड अ सैंडी सॉइल. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, बिफोर गोइंग इनटू द डिटेल, लेट्स सी व्हाट इज सॉइल मेड अप ऑफ. सॉइल किस चीज़ की बनी हुई है? आप लोगों को पता है, rocks break down and change into sand. We had already taken up in the formation of formation of soil. And the formation of soil is not a very very fast process. मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था, it took millions of years. ये बहुत slow process है. And sand is not a soil. What is soil then? It is a mixture of different soil grains. It is decomposing plant and animal parts in it. It is the minerals from the rock. It is nutrients from the plant and animal parts that we call humus. So all these things form together to make a soil, right? So soil के अंदर sand तो होता ही होता है, लेकिन decomposing parts of plant and animals, minerals from the rocks, as well as some nutrients from the plants and animals are also there, right? So soil is a bigger term. इसके अंदर बहुत कुछ होता है, तभी तो soil fertile बनती है, and this is good for the growth of the plants. But let's see to it. The different places have different types of soil. You know it very well. We can differentiate the soil on the basis of its color, on the basis of amount of stones, on the basis of clay, on the basis of humus. So that's why we say that there are 3 types of soil: sandy, clay and loamy soil. But let me discuss about the sandy soil. Sandy soil has lot of sand particles in it. It does not hold much water. जो sandy soil होती है ना बच्चे, वो deserts में आती है. Is that clear? Even oceans के sides के ऊपर, seas के sides के ऊपर भी हमारे को sandy soil मिल जाती है. लेकिन आपको ये पता होना चाहिए, it does not hold much water and it let the water passes easily through it. क्योंकि जो इसके particles होते हैं ना, वो बहुत ही loosely placed होते हैं. Sand particles are slightly bigger in size and sandy soil is present in areas such as deserts and seashores, right? Now bacha, let's talk about the clayey soil. Clayey soil is quite fine and sticky in nature. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया है, बहुत fine होती है और बहुत ही sticky in nature होती है, और it holds a large amount of water. बच्चे, clay is used for making pots and toys also, and there is almost no space between the soil particles for air. इसमें air trap ज़्यादा नहीं होती, but हाँ, it is very sticky because it can absorb a lot of water. And when there is no water, the soil is very dry. Now comes the loamy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of clay, sand particles and humus. आपको पता ही है, humus is rich in minerals. So humus makes the soil very fertile. Humus के कारण से हमारी soil बहुत fertile बनती है. It can hold good amount of both water and air because it contains humus, which is good for the growth of plants. And loam is a best soil क्योंकि crops बहुत अच्छा grow करते हैं in the loamy soil. Now dear students, a question comes: what is a loamy soil, what is a sandy soil and what is a clayey soil? So let's try to check it out. Sandy soil. Sandy soil is made up of greater proportion of big particles like sand. They cannot fit closely together. आपको पता है ना, वो इकट्ठे बहुत closely fit together नहीं होते हैं. They cannot, so there are large spaces between them. So automatically इनके बीच में बहुत large spaces होती हैं. अभी मैं आपको practically भी दिखाऊंगी. तो these places are filled with air. Therefore, in this type of soil, water absorption is very high. जब भी हम पानी डालते हैं ना, तो पानी जल्दी से absorb हो जाता है, right? और पानी जल्दी से quickly pass away भी हो जाता है because ये जो sand particles होते हैं ना, उनके बीच में बहुत spaces होती हैं, right? So ये वाली जो soils होती हैं, ये light होती हैं, well aerated, मतलब बहुत air होती है, and they are dry as well, बहुत quickly dry हो जाती हैं. Next type is a clayey soil. बच्चे, clayey soil contains a lot of fine grains of clay, और clay को आप mold कर सकते हो. हमारे जो potters होते हैं, ये लोग pots बनाने में, ये toys बनाने में clay soil का use करते हैं because it is very sticky, right? Smooth texture होता है when it is dry. It is hard also when it is dry, but when it is wet, it is very very sticky. And spaces between the clay particles are much smaller. तभी तो इसके अंदर वाटर बहुत ज़्यादा एब्जॉर्ब होता है. इज दैट क्लियर? एयर पॉकेट्स इसमें कम होती हैं. Lots of water is there and it retain the fertilizers for a longer period of time, right? Now बच्चे, let's see the loamy soil. Loamy soil is one of the best soil for the growth of plants. पता है क्यों? क्योंकि इसके अंदर मिक्सचर ऑफ क्ले भी है, सैंड भी है और ह्यूमस भी है. That is decomposed animal and plant matter.
Now, dear students, let's see soil has
powdery
water.
texture is there.
Take a test
It is
tube.
fertile
Put
and
some
loose.
soil
It
into
is,
the
I
test
told you
tube.
earlier, it is
Keep it
best for the
aside.
growth of plants.
Light
Spaces
a
are
spirit
much
lamp.
smaller than
On
those of
lighting
the
a
sandy soil.
spirit lamp,
But it
bring the
contains the
test
small
tube on
rock
it
particles
and
as
heat
well.
it.
It
When
contains
you
less
heat
air
the
than the
test
sandy
tube
soil,
and the
but
soil
it
within
absorbs
gets
more
heated,
water
we
than
will
the
see
sandy soil.
the water
Do remember.
vapor coming
so that's why we say
inside the
that
test tube.
loamy soil is
This state
considered
soil
the
has
best
water.
for both the plants. Is that clear? For the growth of plants, because it contains good amount of both water and air, right?
So, dear students, let's have a brief revision again. You know what is a soil? The uppermost layer of the earth where the plants grow is called a soil. But plants get water, minerals and nutrients from soil, and then only they grow up to be very strong. Soils differ in color, particle size and amount of air and water they hold. There is a lot of difference. Let's see the three different types that I had earlier explained it to you. Sandy soil, clay soil and loamy soil. So there are three types of soil: sandy soil, clay soil and loamy soil. Let's talk about a sandy soil. It is made up of fine particles of sand, very fine particles. And the particles of sand are big and इनके बीच में बहुत सारी स्पेस होती है. बच्चे, लेट्स सी इट विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस बीकर. हमने इस बीकर के अंदर सैंड पार्टिकल्स डाले हैं और अगर आप देखो तो सी देयर साइज, इट इज़ क्वाइट बिग. देयर आर बिग गैप्स ऑल्सो बिटवीन देम. तभी तो वाटर इजीली फ्लो हो जाता है इनके बीच में से. एंड दे कैनॉट होल्ड मच वाटर, but they can hold a lot of air in them. And sandy soil is found at beaches and in deserts. Remember na, seashores? It is used to make cement and also in the construction of buildings. Sandy soil कहाँ पे use होता है? सीमेंट बनाने में और buildings को construct करने में, right? So it is quite helpful. Now we talk about the clayey soil. It is smooth and soft. Particles are very small and closely knit or close to each other. But you should remember one particular point. That is what? The soil can hold a lot of water but cannot trap much air in it. जब ये बहुत सारा water hold करते हैं ना, they become sticky. इसीलिए तो हम क्लेई सॉइल को ब्रिक्स बनाने में और पॉटरी के लिए यूज़ करते हैं, for making the earthen pots, right? It's very helpful. Now, dear students, let's talk about the loamy soil. Loamy soil or loam is a mixture of clay, sand, and a lot of humus. Remember, it can hold both air and water. But a loamy soil is one of the best soils that we have. क्योंकि इसके अंदर एयर भी बहुत ज़्यादा होल्ड होती है और वाटर भी बहुत अच्छा होल्ड होता है, जिसके कारण से क्रॉप्स बहुत अच्छा ग्रो करते हैं, राइट? इट इज़ वेरी फर्टाइल सॉइल बिकॉज all the fertilizers, it contains humus, all the fertilizers are present that is best for growing the plants. So always remember, which soil is the best soil for the plants? It is the loamy soil.
Students, after learning the different types of soil, it is clear to us that different crops require different soils for better growth. But do remember one thing, manure is added to soil to increase the fertility of the soil. Now, bache, you will ask, ma'am, what is manure? So, bache, manure is a natural compost used for fertilizing the land. You should remember that manure contains cow dung, even dead leaves, and even some tiny insects like earthworms which help in the preparation of manure. So with manure, इसको हम खाद बोलते हैं, we can increase the fertility of soil. I hope you should be conserving your soil better because soil is really precious. Thank you.